Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas Cowboys, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys CeeDee Lamb makes emphatic statement on George Pickens. In his time in the NFL, new Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens has been thrust to the top of just about every depth chart he's been on. He was a second-round pick of the Steelers after an injury-marred career at Georgia in which he tore his ACL in his junior year, but quickly was inserted into the starting lineup for Pittsburgh and finished the year with 801 yards receiving. The following year, he led the team with 1,169 yards receiving and 63 catches, and in 2024, though he had some notable run-ins with coach Mike Tomlin, he again led the Steelers with 59 catches and 900 yards receiving. Coming to Dallas, though, the expectation is that Pickens will settle back into a WR2 role, with CeeDee Lamb still dominating the team's receiver stats. Lamb, after all, has 3 straight seasons with 100-plus catches, even in 2024 when star quarterback Dak Prescott was injured and Lamb missed 2 games with injuries himself. But Lamb, it turns out, is not looking at himself as the WR1 on this team. CeeDee Lamb. We both ones. Speaking this weekend from Arizona, where Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray was hosting his charity softball tournament, Lamb and Pickens were side by side, and, per video from the DLLS Cowboys X account, Lamb was vocal in support of Pickens' arrival and status in Dallas. "We both ones," Lamb said while Pickens nodded. "It ain't no A, B, none of that. It's one. You look over there, you see one. You look over here, you see another one. So, do what you gotta do with that." That's been something the Cowboys have not had in Lamb's time with the team. When Lamb was a rookie, receiver Amari Cooper led the team with 92 catches to 78 for Lamb, and in his second season, Lamb had 79 catches, with Cooper netting 68. But Cooper was traded after that, and his replacement, Brandon Cooks, could never establish consistency in Dallas. Thus, Lamb had seasons of 107, 135, and 101 catches in his last 3 NFL years. While Pickens is in the final year of his contract and the Cowboys intend to let him play out his deal and go to free agency next offseason, there is a chance he could force his way into being a long-term piece. Cowboys Dak Prescott, excited. If Lamb is excited about the addition, so is Prescott. "We've connected," Prescott said on 1310 The Ticket in Dallas last week. "I'm excited. You turn on the tape, you see a guy that can catch the football. You put the football anywhere in his vicinity, very strong hands, more than a 50-50 catcher. He thinks it's his ball when it's in the air. I'm excited for him. I know we needed some help at that position. I know that CeeDee Lamb needed some help. I think when you have a guy like that, it's hard to double-team 2 guys. And then when you have other guys, whether it be Jake Ferguson, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo, guys who have had reps and know how to get open in the league, I think we're putting together a nice group of weapons." Cowboys Trayvon Diggs provides major injury update. In George Pickens, the Dallas Cowboys acquired someone who can catch the football. Evidenced by a new video, they are also getting help from a player who can defend the pass. Former All-Pro cornerback Trayvon Diggs, who has missed parts of the last 2 seasons with knee injuries, is jumping on the trend of players distributing their news via non-traditional media. Diggs announced Monday night that he is the star of a new YouTube series documenting his journey recovering from a torn ACL suffered early in 2023. After leading the NFL with 11 interceptions, Diggs has only 6 over the last 3 years. He played 11 games last season before suffering another injury to the same knee. He underwent surgery in January but is expected to be ready for training camp in July. "My ACL rehab journey was very successful," Diggs wrote. "I ended up coming back to play 2 months sooner than I was supposed to. Follow my journey as I give you direct insight on how I did just that. Thankful for everyone who played a role with getting back out there." Episode 1 out now on YouTube. The video trailer includes scenes of Diggs working out with his performance coach Myron Flowers. The Cowboys became frustrated with the cornerback's rehab, which had him leaving Dallas for large chunks of time to work his own personal staff instead of the team's. "We have a good idea of a return date," owner Jerry Jones said. "He's working hard. That's very important because if he will be very good and diligent in his rehab process, then he'll get back quicker. And when he does get back, he'll be sounder. If he has not worked as hard, he is more subject to injury. He's learned that one time. Cowboys predicted to cut ties with $3 million second-round pick signed in March. On their way to a mediocre 7-10 season in which they missed the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, the Dallas Cowboys had plenty of blame to go around. Much of it could be directed at the running game. With just 1,705 yards on the ground, the Cowboys placed a sorry 27th of the NFL's 32 teams in rushing yardage. Dallas ball carriers were almost totally ineffective when it came to putting points on the board, scoring a mere 6 touchdowns, dead last in the league. One of those touchdowns came from quarterback Dak Prescott. 3 more of the 6 were scored by veteran Ezekiel Elliott, who is no longer with the team. Elliott joined the Los Angeles Chargers practice squad in January. Rico Dowdle scored the other 2, and Dowdle is gone, too. He signed as a free agent with the Carolina Panthers in March. No Dallas running back scored TD for Cowboys last year. As one of their acquisitions to make up for the fact that not one member of the Dallas running back group scored a rushing touchdown for the Cowboys last year, the team signed the Denver Broncos' leading rusher from 2024 to a $3 million free agent contract in March. Now, just 2 months later, 25-year-old Javonte Williams, Denver's second-round draft pick, 35th overall out of North Carolina in 2021, may find his roster spot in danger. While Williams led Denver in rushing yards last year, it took only 513 yards to do so, a career low for any season in which Williams played more than 4 games. Perhaps as a result, Williams' $3 million deal with the Cowboys represented a $5.9 million pay cut from his last paycheck in Denver. In a roundup of the best and worst free agent signings in March, NFL analyst Alex Kay of Bleacher Report named the Cowboys' signing of Williams as one of the worst. As if losing Rico Dowdle wasn't a big enough blow to the Dallas Cowboys' backfield, their decision to sign Javonte Williams as a replacement only salts the wound, Kay wrote. Considering Williams has nearly double the career touches of Dowdle, 764 versus 387, and a concerning injury history, a Year 2 ACL tear derailed what had been a promising start to his career, this signing simply doesn't make sense. Although the financial commitment isn't much, Williams isn't the answer to Dallas' backfield woes. Williams may be odd man out in running back room. Then, on Sunday, another Bleacher Report scribe, Christopher Knox, predicted that Williams will ultimately lose his job in Dallas after losing the training camp competition with the other 4 running backs now on the Dallas roster. Cowboys signed running back Javonte Williams to a 1-year, $3 million deal this offseason, but could easily move on if he doesn't outperform Miles Sanders, Deuce Vaughn, and/or rookies Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa in training camp, Nose wrote. Cutting Williams, who averaged just 3.7 yards per carry with the Broncos last season, would save Dallas $2 million in cap space. Not every NFL expert, however, sees Williams as the most likely cut candidate in the Dallas running back room. According to Mark Heaney of the Cowboys blog Inside the Star, the 28-year-old Sanders, a Philadelphia Eagles second-round pick in 2019, is the ball carrier most likely to say an early goodbye to the Cowboys. Sanders is on the other side of his 20s, and he just doesn't have the juice he once did. He tallied 220 rushes in his final season at Penn State, and he is nearly at the 1,000 mark for his career in the NFL. That is a ton of tread on his tires, Heaney wrote. When you combine that with a pair of hamstring and knee sprains over the last 5 years, you have a running back who, for all his experience and leadership, cannot produce on the field like you need him to.